second video of the series. In this video, we are going to know what are the losses and damage that are caused due to the climate catastrophe, and we read it from multiple sources. The number one is World Resources Institute, and it have their report on what is loss and damage from climate change. 8 key question answered. Then there is London School of Economics, then European Union Eurostat's reports on it, and United Nations reports are also on it, and World Economic Forum report on this Columbia University report, and World Bank report on Pakistan urgently needs significant investment in climate resilience to secure its economy and reduce poverty. So first we are going to check what is World Resource Institute report about loss and damage from climate change. The planet has already warmed by 1.1 degree centigrade due to human induced climate change. Millions of people today are facing the real life consequence of higher temperature, rising seas, fierce storms, and unpredictable rainfall. Rapidly reducing emission is essential to limit temperature rise and secure a safer future for us all. As is making major investment to protect communities from severe impact that will continue to worsen. Yet collective effort to curb greenhouse gas emission and adopt are currently not enough to tackle the speed and scale of climate impacts, meaning that some losses and damage from climate change are inevitable. How countries handle these losses and damage has been a key issue at UN climate negotiation and beyond. Here we provide an explainer on the concept of losses and damage and what we need to address it. What is loss and damage? Loss and damage is a general term used in UN climate negotiation to refer to the consequences of climate change, but that go beyond what people can adopt to or when option exists, but a community does not have the resources to access or utilize them. This could include the loss of coastal heritage site due to rising sea level or the loss of homes and lives during extreme floods. 40% of world population is live near 100 kilometer of coastal area. To data, there is no official definition of loss or damage under the UN. Loss and damage is and will continue to harm vulnerable communities the most, making addressing the issues a matter of climate justice. Yet the subject has historically been fraught with contention both inside and outside UN climate negotiation. While developed countries agreed at the COP27, which held in Egypt, France last year, to create a fund for addressing losses and damage in particular vulnerable nation, many questions remain around how it will work and how much money wealthy nation will provide. What count as loss and damage? Loss and damage can result from both extreme weather events like cyclone, drought, and heat waves, as well as slow onset change such as sea level rise, desertification, glacier retreat, land degradation, ocean acidification, and salination. In some cases, damage may permanently alter places, for example, rising seas encroaching on low yield lying island or drought shrinking freshwater resources and turning once productive farmland into a barren land. Communities are particularly prone to experience loss and damage when they experience climate change impact that go beyond what they can adopt to, whether due to lack of finance to implement adaptation or because there are no measures that are feasible to implement. These are the picture of Roko, 20 years old, 12 years old, walk across the land with younger brother in search of water during a drought in Ethiopia 2016. And the third keynote is what is the difference between mitigation, adaptation, and addressing loss and damage. Under the Paris Agreement on climate change, countries recognize the importance of averting, minimizing, and addressing loss and damage. Loss and damage can be averted and minimized by curbing greenhouse gases emission and taking preemptive action to protect communities from the consequences of climate change adaptation. Climate adaptation measures include protecting communities from sea level rise by helping them move to higher ground, preparing for extreme weather disasters by investing in early warning system, protecting food supplies, switching to drought resistant crops, and much more. What is the history of loss and damage in UN climate negotiation? The issue of loss and damage in UN climate negotiation has been live and contentious one for over 3 decades. When the UNFCC United Nations Forum on Climate Change was first being drafted in 1991, the Iceland nation of Vanuatu on behalf of alliances of small islands name proposed creating an insurance scheme to provide financial resources to countries impacted by sea level rise. Under its proposal, each country would contribute funds based on their relative contribution to global emission and their share of the global gross national product. However, the proposal was rejected and the issue of loss and damage was not mentioned when the text of the Framework Convention was adopted in 1992. This is damage to building caused by Hurricane Irma in Nanny Key on the British Virgin Islands of Tortola. In loss and damage and issue a liability and compensation, what are some possible sources of funding for addressing loss and damage? Thai and migrant worker from Laos and Myanmar line up to collect donation after flood 2011 for to buy. What activities could loss and damage funds support? What need to happen next to address loss and damage? Climate impact are already causing widespread disruption and they are only poised to worsen. They need for loss and damage solution most more notably finance is more urgent than ever before with the groundbreaking outcome for COP27. The international community will have to work especially diligently on deciding the concrete details of loss and damage funding arrangement, including the newly established fund. Developing countries and communities on the front lines of climate impacts are counting on them.